All right, for Wednesday strength training, we're gonna be starting with some core work, okay? So it's gonna be a 15-minute EMOM, all right? So every minute on the minute, all right? You're gonna start a new exercises. There's 3 exercises. It's gonna be side plank rolls, seated bench leg raises, and cross body V-ups. So 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute for 15 minutes, okay? You're just gonna do the best you can. You don't have to go the entire minute, all right? Think maybe like a little bit on, a little bit off throughout that entire time, because there's not gonna be any built-in rest. You're resting when your technique or core stability starts to fail, okay? So first movement starting us off is going to be side rolling planks, right? So I'm gonna be on my side, just like a side plank. All right, I am gonna stagger my feet a little bit because we're gonna be moving. See, I'm gonna roll over. Now my feet don't compete with each other. Roll back over. All right, I'm gonna constantly be rolling over like that for the whole minute. If I'm on my knees, it's gonna work like this. Now I am gonna be stacked on top of each other. Okay, if this feels really heavy on the shoulders or your hips are sinking as you're rolling around, it's not just get in the right position, roll, get in the right position. You're trying to stay steady the whole way through. So let me show you what that looks like. Right, so my core is nice and tight no matter if I roll over versus that and I pick myself back up, okay? You're trying to stay in that nice plank, that nice straight line as you're moving through the movement, okay? Then your next minute, we're going seated leg raises. I'm gonna be on the edge of a bench. I'm gonna come up as high as I can for each one. If I wanna not hold on for some added stability, whoop, I can, all right? Or if 2 legs are too much, we can alternate like this, okay? Or keep one leg elevated while the other one's alternating. That can be an option as well, right? And then third movement, I'm back on the floor in the mat for crossover V-ups, right? Some people might call these starfish sit-ups. Trying to come up to that V position if I can, okay? If I can't, then I can come up halfway if I need to. Maybe my tailbone doesn't like that. I need to modify a little bit, or I can't sit up all the way. That is also another alternative. So again, it's gonna be a minute, a minute, a minute. Set the clock on your timer, and it's going to be 15-minute EMOM. Our next movement to start us off for our strength training is going to be banded knee raises. Now, I don't want this one superset with our deadlifts that we're gonna show you here in a moment. I want you to do this one separately, maybe warm up the legs a little bit more. You could do some warm-up sets with your deadlifts, that's fine, or if you need to do some mobility or some stretching, but I do want this to be done outside of when you start getting into your working sets for our deadlifts, okay? So marching or banded knee raises, I'm going to lock out that bottom leg completely. So I'm going to focus on pushing the knee back all the way and locking it out as I march, right? If the band's moving around too much, I can lower it a little bit. All right, it's going to help wake up the glutes, warm up those hip flexors a little bit more, and open up your hips. This is going to be 4 sets of 20 reps. Again, either only supersetting it with some of your warm-up sets for your deadlifts or some extra mobility work in between before you start your working load, okay? So for our deadlifts, it is going to be 100 deadlifts at your body weight, all right? That should be something where, let's say if you can't do your body weight or you're not going to be doing your body weight, that should be something where you could probably get 20 to 25 in a row of deadlifts in your first set, okay? You don't have to, it just should feel like you can. And it's not maximal effort to finish that 20 to 25 reps, like meaning it's so heavy. It's more of like, okay, it was challenging in the beginning, but I need to break because I'm just fatigued and I just can't go anymore. All right, so it shouldn't be max effort to get there. It's more of just, I need to take a break and fatigue. So that will help you kind of gauge what weight to put on the bar if you cannot do body weight, okay? So it's just gonna be our regular conventional deadlifts, right? Legs underneath your hips, all right? Screwing my legs into the ground, right? We've always talked about that, okay? And then just grabbing our barbell like we normally would, right? Touch and go. Again, if I'm on this side, I'm focusing, I'm paying attention to what barbell I've grabbed. You can grab a barbell from that side. All right, you can use the metal plates, but if you plan on dropping the bar, you cannot use the metal plates. So I would recommend that you grab the bumper plates if you're going to be doing it on the strength training side over here at Iron Night. So again, that is 100 deadlifts at body weight. Now, how many sets, how many reps until I get there? You need to keep track of that because it depends how many times you break this up. That's gonna be your sets and reps for the next half that we're gonna do. So let's say I do 4 sets of 25. Great, I only broke, let me see, 25, then 50, then 75. 3 times. I do not have to count when I'm done at 100. I'm done with that movement. So that means I only broke 3 times to get this done. Or maybe I broke every 15 reps. And that would be however many sets that would be, okay? So you need to keep track of that. You don't wanna just do 10 sets, okay? Because that's gonna punish you later for the next half. So the goal is staying here on your platform, right? Not like going to the bathroom, walking around, right? You're focusing on getting 100 done, okay? But like I said, breaking it up a little smart, a little strategic, so you're not burnt out completely. And you did like 30 in a row, and then you can only do 5 to 10 after that for multiple sets. So kind of calculate that and get an idea prior. All right, you guys, here we are. Remember how I talked about you need to keep track of how many times you broke up the body weight deadlifts over there. So let's say you broke it up 5 times. So now you've got 5 sets of 10 reps of the following exercises, okay? We're gonna be working on our lats and our pulling strength today. So I've lowered this down to where I reach overhead and it's kind of even. I just don't want it too low or too high. So somewhere right around here. So this is gonna be our lat pullover, our single arm lat pullover. I'm going to pull that down just like if I had a dumbbell with 2 hands, okay? Making sure my ribs stay closed, right? I'm not shrugging into my neck. So I'm gonna go 10 on one side, 10 on the other. All right, this is what it looks like if I'm pulling correctly. This is what it would look like if I wasn't, right? I've kind of leaned over, my shoulder has rolled forward. I'm closing my chest in, right? I'm not using my lower traps, I'm using my upper traps. Okay, right, the shoulder will rise up. So think about pulling those shoulder blades down into place. Again, not extending when you go overhead, keeping those ribs closed down. So it's 10 on each arm. Then you're gonna go into 10 lat pull downs with the grenade, all right? We've got 2 of these floating around, right? They'll be attached through here or through there. And I'm just gonna grab with with the clip in between my pointer finger and middle finger. All right, just like that. So this is gonna be just like a pull up or a lat pull down that we've done. It's gonna be a little different working our grip, especially we do a lot of over grip over there hanging from the barbell for our gymnastics movements. So this will be a good grip strengthener. All right, so I'm gonna go 10 on one side, right? Get a good grip again. Again, making sure I'm not in my neck, right? Or hunching over, or pulling that down awkward, right? Using my lower traps to keep me nice and steady. Opening up my chest on the way down. And again, if I broke it up 5 times over there, however many times, I'm gonna go 10 on each arm, 10 on each arm for how many times I broke it up in that previous portion of the body weight deadlifts.